Hello and welcome to our science lesson today. So we have our flashback 4 as usual. So I'll read the questions out to you. If you need more time on them, just press pause when I finish before I move to the answer screen, okay? So first question, what is the name of the third planet from the sun? Remember, you can use your mnemonic to help you in your mind, hopefully. Second question, how do the Earth and other planets move in relation to the sun? So how do they move? I'm looking for the scientific term. How long does it take for the Earth to rotate on its axis? And then name one change that happens for both boys and girls in puberty. Okay, if you haven't finished answering the questions, pause me now. I'm going to move on to the answers. Okay, so the third planet from the sun is the Earth. We are on it at the moment. How do the Earth and other planets move in relation to the sun? They orbit it, which means that they move around it. How long does it take for the Earth to rotate on its axis? 24 hours, so a full day and night. And then name a change that happens for both boys and girls in puberty. There are many different ones that you could have written. The ones that I put are grow hair under arms, pubic hair, voice getting deeper, grow taller, sweat more, skin gets oily. Obviously, with the voice getting deeper, both boys and girls get a deeper voice. Boys more noticeably than girls, but boys also get the Adam's apple. But that is obviously a difference, and we were looking for something that happens for both. Okay, so today's learning. So I would like you to start by putting the planets in order from the sun, practicing. Use your mnemonic to help you practice the order and ask someone at home to test you. So you're going to pause me now and see if you can get it so that you can say the planets in order from the sun without looking at your mnemonic. That's what I would like you to practice. Don't have to spend long on it, maybe 5 minutes. Just see if you can get those into your mind for me. Okay. Right, so hopefully you've done your 5 minutes. If you haven't, pause me now and I'm going to move on. So gravity. The Earth and other planets orbit around the sun because the sun's gravity pulls on the planets. So there is gravity everywhere in space. It depends on where you are in space as to how much gravity there is, but there is gravity everywhere in space. So we mustn't think that just when you're on the moon there is no gravity, it's just less, okay? So there are 2 activities today, like last week. Today we're learning about the sizes of the planets and the distance between them. We did a bit on size last week. So with the distance between them, I would like you, if possible, to map out the solar system, and I'll talk you through that in a moment. And I'd also like you to finish your planet fact file if you can. If not, you can carry on with it next week as well, but just if you could start to wind that up for me, that would be great. So if you're struggling for time and know that you've got a lot of work left to do on your fact file, you don't have to map out the solar system. If you're isolating, then you can't obviously go to a big space unless you've got a lovely big back garden. Or you might just not, it might be horrendous weather outside. So there is no pressure to do it. It's just quite a nice activity that if you were in school, we would have gone to the common and done this. And it gets you out and about, and it might help you to visualize the size of the solar system. So to infinity and beyond, nice reference to Toy Story, I hope you like it. So if you are able to, I'd like you to go to a big space, for example, the common. If not, your back garden is fine, but it needs to be a fairly long one. But you could always kind of go backwards and forwards on it. Just gives you an idea of the size. So you're going to have a go at mapping out the solar system using the data on the next slide to give you an idea of the scale of the solar system. There are 3 different columns on the table. Use the column that represents the space you have available. So I will come to this. So you can see there are 3 columns there. You've got relative distance from the sun on all of them, and as you can see, they get progressively larger. So if you are in a fairly small space, use the first column, because as you can see, you're going to need each one of those. So you'll start with the sun at one end, and then you will do, for the first column, you'll move 0.5 meter, and that will be Mercury. Then you will move from there 0.9 of a meter, so that's 90 centimeters, and that will be Venus. And you can put little markers if you like, if you've got something that you can put there to show you where they all come. So you're going to need, even for the first column, you're going to need a big space. You'd need a big garden to do it. And obviously, as you can see, the columns get progressively larger. So the last one, Neptune, is 176.5 meters beyond Uranus. So you're having to add all of those together. So you're not just looking to have a 176.5 meter garden that's added to all the other planets. We did do that one on the common last year. Okay, so that is possible. I think we did that column anyway. But have a go, have a play. I'm sure you probably don't have a meter stick at home, so you can do it in different ways. They do say to do it in meters. You could do big steps, have a measure of a step and see if you can step a meter. If you can get a meter of string, you could take that and you can lay that down and kind of go over and over. It's just a bit of fun to have a go and to have a look at the sizes of the distances between the planets, just to get an idea of just how vast our solar system is, because obviously this is us doing it, shrinking it right down on a small scale. They're not really, Uranus and Neptune are not really only 176.5 meters apart. Obviously it's much bigger than that, but it just gives you an idea of how big those distances are. Okay, so I'd like you also to continue your fact file for me. Okay, for the given planet. Information you've got to include: the size, position in the solar system, distance from the sun, and how it moves in relation to the sun. So bronze, you can name the 8 planets and begin to understand their relative sizes. And obviously we're not working within a group, so you're doing that yourself. Name the 8 planets in order from the sun for silver as well, and their relative sizes between them. And again, research other facts about a specific planet. And gold, is the extra bit on gold is to learn the facts that you find out, so to try and remember some of them and be able to recall them without having to read them again. So when you've finished your planet fact file, we would love to see them, so please do upload them to the assignment. We'd love to share them in next week's Zoom sessions, but you can work on it next week as well if you haven't quite finished, so don't panic if you don't quite finish it. Okay, lovely. Well, I hope you enjoy that. I hope you get a chance to map the solar system. If you do and you can video it, it would be lovely to see how you get on. I'm sure I'll see lots of you running across the common trying to measure it all out. Don't move too fast because it won't be accurate, but hopefully you will enjoy doing that. Okay, thank you.